When the night is over, my life is over. 'Cause I start thinking again about our time together. When the night is over.
Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you guys with this very blue vampy smoky eye look. I have been just raging over dark grays and blues for the last few months. Just been thinking of looks that I can do, and I haven't done a very dramatic smoky eye in a very long time. So anyway, I decided to go very dramatic this time around, but you can do this however you like to. You don't have to pair it up with a very strong lip like I did. Definitely recommend this with more of a pretty nude or even a gloss if you just want the drama to be in the eyes. But I decided to just vamp it up a bit and do it my way. So if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, then keep on watching. Bye. So I've already moisturized my skin, pulled my hair back, and I'm going to start off with the Becca Backlighting Priming Filter. This stuff is amazing and I haven't used it in about a week or so. So I'm just going to take about a pump, pretty much the center parts of my face. So I'm just priming my skin just to give it that nice moisture barrier and so that it absorbs into my skin. But I'm gonna start off with the eyes today. I'll take my most favorite MAC Painterly Paint Pot to set as a base on my eyes. And just putting that base on. I'm just gonna take some translucent powder like the Rimmel Stay Matte and just tap it on the lid to help set that. For this look, I'm going to be using my Lorac Pro 2 palette. It is actually one of my most favorite palettes ever, and this is that bad boy right here. Today I'm going to be using that navy because I want a blue smoky eye, and yeah, why not, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and hit up Nectar, which I haven't used in a while, so give me some credit. I'm just going to take my E35 Sigma brush and the shade Nectar and place that on the crease and blow it out. So I'm gonna bring it up to almost the brow bone. If you have hooded eyes, you just wanna keep it on the crease if you're doing a smoky eye and you just want a nice transition, and you can bring it up just a little bit so that when you blend out your darker colors, you still have some sort of transition there. I'm just gonna be taking this Rite Aid brush. It's actually just like a blender brush. It has no number to it. It's just one of the Rite Aid Renewal brushes, and I actually love it for creams and for packing on color. So I'm gonna go ahead with the shade Navy and just go right in. And I'm just gonna place this all on the lid, starting from the center and just bringing it out to the back. I'm packing it in first and then moving it. Kind of going into the inner corner, but not all the way. I'm leaving that open for highlight. Bringing a little bit more of that color into the crease, but not all the way into the crease, just up to the crease, if that makes sense. This is where it takes a while, so blending is gonna be your friend. I'm gonna go back in with Nectar and just blend that out a little bit so that it's just a little cleaner. So ladies, just have a little bit of hope when you're doing your smoky eye at home. It's gonna look a hot mess up until you're like done with the look. I'm gonna go in with the black in the palette and just place that on the outer V for some added depth. Not that it needs more depth, but I do like the black mixed with the blue, like a bruise. So it just gives it that additional depth that it needs. Take another clean brush and just blend this all out. I'm gonna go in with the shade Snow, Beige, and Rose, just kind of mix all three together. And I'm gonna be using the detail brush from Real Techniques, taking that on the inner corner. So right now I'm going to clean up the fallout and continue on to the face, and then I'll finish off the eyes a little bit later. So for foundation, I'm going to be using something that I got during the summer, which I absolutely love, and it is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Foundation. I think I picked this up like August. So I'm going to go ahead and pump some on the back of my hand. A brush that I found in my stash recently, and I know I bought this like 2 months ago, and this is like an up and up brush from Target. I don't know the name of it. I literally just found it today. So I'm going to go ahead I'm actually gonna spray my brush with some MAC Fix Plus. Oopsie. And just buff this into the skin. I'm gonna take my damp beauty blender, it's not extremely wet, and I'm just gonna press it onto the skin. And what this technique does, I do this pretty much on everyone I do makeup on and myself, is it presses the foundation into the skin, but it also absorbs any oils that you may have, you know, peeking out, or oils from the foundation. So for concealer, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer. This is actually a really great concealer. It comes in a squeezy tube with 0.6 fluid ounces, so it's quite a bit. This one's in the shade Fair. I also have the shade Light, and I just alternate between the two. Take the tip of my beauty blender, like so, and just place that on the under eye right here. I'm going to use my beauty blender and my Coty Airspun translucent powder, and just take some powder and press that onto the skin. Now I've been doing this technique on and off since September, October, and I find that lately, since my under eye has been a lot more drier and crackled, that I just take my sponge and press it in. I don't bake with it. Sometimes I do, depending on if I'm doing the eyes after the makeup to prevent fallout, but as you guys can see, I'm literally just taking it, getting some powder on the beauty blender and pressing it into the skin. The beauty blender is lightly dampened, and I feel like this gives me a better finish. So I'm going to be taking my Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I'm just going to press it on the cheeks and on the forehead. I'm going to be moving on to the brows, and I'm going to be using two drugstore products. This one is the E.L.F. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and I don't know the color, it doesn't even say it on it. I'll be setting it with the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Mascara. So I'm going to be taking my Physicians Formula Bronze Booster, and this one is in medium to dark, and I'm going to be taking it with my Sonia Kashuk number 30 brush. This is clearly a chiseling brush, and I'm going to take some powder, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to contour, and I'm just tapping it in. My F25 brush from Sigma, and I'm gonna go in and just blend that out. So I'm gonna be taking my Dior powder blush, and this one is in Strawberry Sorbet, and I haven't used this in a while. I use it on and off here and there, but this was my first Dior blush. It is really pretty. It's just like a perfect rosy pink with a shimmer, and I actually mixed these two together. I'm going to tap on the shimmery shade and then the pink, tap off the excess, and just take it on the cheeks. I'm gonna finish off the eyes, and then we're going to highlight and move on to the lips. So I'm gonna go in with a very fluffy brush. These colors are pigmented, and I can use this brush with it. This is the E36 blending brush. I'm gonna go back in with that navy. Like, you guys can see that fallout. And just, I'm gonna use the mirror. I'm gonna take it on the lower lash line 3/4 of the way and just blend that in. Taking in that little bit of black on top of the same brush, no biggie, and just taking it on the outer fourth. So you want this like blend, like how I have it on the upper eye. I'm gonna be using my very small Wet n Wild Fergie eyeliner. I'm gonna be using my Voluminous Miss Manga mascara on top of my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I'm running low on this. For highlight, I'm actually gonna be mixing two highlights, and they're from Gerard Cosmetics, and one is in the shade Marilyn and the other one is in the shade Lucy. So I love these. I've been mixing these two since I got them, and what I do is I literally mix the two. So this is the shade Marilyn and this is the shade Lucy. It is just beautiful mixed together. And highlight to the gods, okay? Oh, yes. Oh, it's so perfect. And it gives it like that rosiness. Before I move on to the lips, I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face with MAC Fix Plus, and then I'll tell you guys what I'm doing for the lips. So for my lips, I'm going to be lining them with a black lip liner just to add some depth, and I'm gonna be using my LA Splash Lip Couture in Vindictive. I love wearing this color every now and again. It's just an amazing shade, and it's unique. So that is the completed Vampy Smokey look. I hope you guys like this video. please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.